I got a bigger fish than Hank Parker. All right, guys, I'm doing something today that I've never, ever done before. I am trolling with plugs. That's right, plugs. I'm trolling for crappie. Also, I don't know, whatever else hits in here. I got this idea. That's what they look like, little bitty Bandit plugs. I got this idea from a buddy of mine, Jeff Green. He does it. He's been saying for a while, you need to do this, you need to do it. It's getting time, you need to do it. Well, with the catfish spawn going on right now, I decided what better time than to come out and at least dial in the process of catching some fish, or I should say running the boat and getting ready for it. Just kind of getting used to the flow. When you do something new like this, part of the problem is just figuring out the mechanics of what you're doing, and that's kind of what I'm going to do here. I've got some pin reels. These are some of my saltwater reels. They got braided line on them, and I'm going to put some of these plugs on here, some different sizes. They come, these are 200s, 300. I think they make a 100. I'm just going to tie these things on here with an improved clinch knot and see if we can at least get the speed right on the boat. That's going to be and I'm not used to treble hooks. Those little puppies getting away. It's going to be a matter of getting the speed right and just seeing which one of these run at the right depth. They run at various depths depending on which size plug you run, what kind of line you got. Ideally, it's kind of like long line trolling for crappie. You kind of need to run the same stuff on everything to make sure that you've got it so that you can be consistent is what it comes down to. That's the name of the game. Obviously, me doing things the way I do them, I probably won't be super consistent on having the exact line and everything on everything. So there we go. We're gonna chunk them out here, see what the heck happens. I've already got one hung in the carpet, so kind of see what they look like swimming wise at this speed. Yeah, they got a little wobble to them. Big thing is gonna be getting the boat speed right. So, and then how much line you put out. So we'll just play around with it. We'll see if we can get some of them to get hit. It'll be a fun little challenge to see how this game is played, how it works, and if we can even catch a fish. So what happened here, folks, I came up on a little community hole where a lot of bass fishermen fish at. And the odd thing was the bow was pointed away from the point that everybody casts onto. So I was kind of motioning to him, which way should I go, left or right? Because I was going to go to the right. And he said, yeah, I'm fishing off the back of the boat, casting up on the brush pile. So I knew I was good going across his bow. And as I got a little closer, I realized who it was. Didn't know which side.
Yeah, I'm fishing this hump. What you trolling for?
Crappie. My name's Dieter, by the way.
Steven, my name's Hank. How you doing?
Doing good. That must be Sarah Beth. Yeah, I know him from the channel. I got a YouTube channel too. I live here on Wylie, so.
Okay, how you doing trolling for crappie?
I've never done it before.
Okay.
So I'm filming actually something from my YouTube channel today and doing a little experiment with it.
I got you.
You got the scope out?
Trying to. I can't get it to come on for whatever.
So that's funny. That's Hank Parker. He's out filming something with his granddaughter Sarah Beth out here on the lake. Good news is he's not catching anything yet, so made a pull through here. The trick with these things is trying to get the boat speed right. That is the trick, and that kind of dictates your depth and everything else, and whether or not you got biting fish in here. So kind of the way this whole little game is played. So we'll see what works. Takedown right there. Heck yeah, that is probably a catfish. That's a heavier fish, which is interesting. But one thing that's going to be interesting doing this too is clearing all these lines. Got a feeling that's a catfish though. What we got here? Let's see what we got. My first fish. Hey, yeah, that was Hank Parker back there. He was fishing that point. I was trying to figure which side he was working because there's kind of a channel there. Kind of go to either side with it. Maybe a better fish. Got a little head shake. gonna slow the boat down a little bit here. I'm probably gonna need to net this fish. Yeah, it's a good old blue cat. Yes, sir. Who'd have thought you could catch a catfish trolling at 1.5 miles an hour? Amazing. But it works. Getting them in's a little bit of a problem. There's some mayflies in here. I just noticed that. It's a decent sized fish, to be honest. Of all things, a blue cat running this fast, and that's a good fish. It shows they're suspended too up in the water column. My drag's slipping. I got plenty of line to get that net wet. My God, that's a good fish. That's a good cat. That's a good guy trip cat. Hey, Hank, I got a bigger fish than you do, pal. I got a bigger fish than Hank Parker. Oh, yeah. That's a fish in the teens. Well into the teens. Holy cow. Look at that. There's a plug right in his mouth. I want y'all to see that. Holy cow. One thing about them, they load the heck up. The one thing I don't like about using plugs is it's a good way to get them in your hands. That is, boom, look at that. That's what I caught a catfish on, guys. I just caught a catfish on that. 1.5 miles an hour. Caught a bigger fish than Hank. That's a good fish, guys. That is a good fish right there. Heck yeah. Nice one. Good blue. You're gonna go 16, 17 pounds, 15, 16, something like that. Good fish. Get him back alive. This may actually be a crappie. This feels more crappie-esque. And I'm either into that outside line or I got another one on that outside one. The interesting thing is, well, I take that back. I've caught one on a 200 and one on a 300. Didn't know if my, yeah, I'm into that other line. That is a perch. That is a good sized perch too. Nice, it's a good keeper perch there. It's one thing about the old treble hooks. When they set, they set. Boom, I do have one on the other plug. I see him down there. Let me get this mess untangled. And this could be a place where monofilament might be a better choice, and I may end up going to that. Learning curve, folks, learning curve. Oh man, let's do this. Let's do this. I got an idea. We're gonna hand line this one in. Boom, there we go. We'll just cut this one and redo it. Boom, got another one. Another eater-sized fish, and I think out of simplicity's sake, I'll take the scissors, cut this one, we'll retie it. That should make life a little bit easier. Well, bang, there's 2 more fish. We're up to 3 species now that we've caught on this thing. We ain't caught the crappie yet. That was kind of my target, but the fact that we're catching fish is pretty cool. And the fact that we've caught catfish doing this, and you know, we're picking off some perch. It does seem like 3 of the 4 fish came on the 300s. That could show that the deeper diving baits may be the better option. So like I said, I've got 200s and 300s. I think they make a 100. They may make a 400. I'm not real sure. I think 300 may be the deepest, but y'all chime in on the comments and let me know. But yeah, you know, an effective way to cover some water and catch some fish. And you know, I'm surprised, and it may be the depth I'm at and where I'm at right now. I haven't hooked into any Alabama bass out here. Coming across some areas that's got some fish on the bottom right now. They're on down there 15, 20 feet. And you know, again, this is a technique that's going to vary. It may be a time where I need live baits on the bottom, that may produce more fish. But it's just one of those techniques that I think once you have a little better understanding of and you know, a grasp of when it works, when it doesn't work, I think that will help. This is kind of an experiment, and the fact that I've caught 4 fish is, hey, it's making me happy, showing that it works. And we've had some other bites, some short strikes that didn't hook up, so I think those may have been some smaller fish or something. But cool technique, getting back into a slightly deeper water. Fish are holding a little bit deeper. It's like they're not showing up until we get into about 15-20 feet. So let's see if we can stick another one. Boom, got one on this outside rod, and I'm not sure what that is. This is a heavier fish. Probably, I'm going to say a catfish. As soon as I came off that point, I picked this fish up. I was just rolling in some deeper water, and there's fish out here. One thing I can say about doing this is that the line management with braid's kind of a pain. This has got to be a catfish. It's kind of heavy. I don't feel a good head shake like some of the ones we had earlier, though. But this is a little more open water. A better bite out here. We got those channel cats, or that channel cat and the blue back in the cove, or back in the creek. But out here, open water may be the ticket. I figure I'd start shallow and go deep, kind of like I do with catfish. They work for the catfish anyway. This is probably a catfish. It's a fairly heavy, yeah, he's a tail wrap catfish. That's why he's coming in so hard and heavy. Boom. Boom. Came up there and got, oh, this is a recipe for disaster. This is like treble hooks and catfish fins and flipping catfish. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. Oh, got him free. Fat little channel cat. Boom, back alive. Another one on the 300, the slightly deeper diver. I think that's what, 5 fish, and all are 5 fish. 4 of the 5 have come on one of these deep divers. Yeah, it's funny, as soon as I got through saying that a minute ago that I was dropping into some deeper water, boom, I got hit by a fish there. Thought I had another bite on one of them. That's like I was saying, 4 out of the 5 fish we've caught have come on that deeper diving bait. What I'm gonna do is I'm kind of trolling into the wind. That's what you hear back up in front there. I've got kind of some wake with the motor getting a little bit choppy, but I'm gonna pull into the wind for a little bit and then turn around and run back across here faster. I'm gonna try going with the wind at my back and try to get this thing up to 2 miles an hour. Stuff I've read, stuff I've seen has said, you know, a range between 1.5 and 2 miles an hour, and I'm going to try it faster and see what happens. Faster you go, deeper the plugs you're going to dive, and we'll see if that makes a difference on hooking up on fish. I'm seeing stuff still on sonar. There's a good little scattering of fish around through here, so different stuff. Some of it's bait fish, some of it could be some Alabama bass, some of it could be some perch, some of it could be some catfish. There's a good mix of stuff, so I think there's some catchable fish, and stuff hits these things. So I mean, it is ironic I've caught more catfish than I have the fin fish, so, or scaled fish. So I don't know what that means. It may mean I'm going too slow. It may mean I need these baits faster. It may mean I need them deeper. It may mean that they're just the ones that are feeding inactive, but it's fun fishing either way. Boom, got one going right there. I'm gonna try to keep him out of this other little plug I put out. Lord, look at the mayflies. There's a pile of them. Oh Lord, that's why I wanted to get that out of the way. Let me get this one now. Try this little plug here. I don't think that thing's just skimming the top. Let's see what we got here. We got us another species. What I've been looking for. I'm surprised we ain't caught more of these babies in here. And that's the ever elusive Alabama bass. Make that species number 4 that we've caught. These are the Alabama bass. Boy, he just sprayed stuff everywhere. As you can see, that mouth doesn't extend past the eye there. That's kind of the telltale sign. Some of the other markings on the body, but yep, one of the elusive ones. So yeah, folks, yeah, that's 4 species of fish that we have caught on these plugs. We've got Alabama bass, channel catfish, blue catfish, and white perch. Like I said, the target was to try to catch some crappie on it. I ain't caught a crappie yet. Could be I'm in the wrong place. Could be a depth thing too, I don't know. But I'm gonna step up the speed through here. I've got the wind at my back now. So I'm gonna put the juice to it, knock it up to, we'll get it about 1 point, we'll get it to 2. 1.92 and see if that makes a difference in what fish hit. Again, going a little bit faster, you're going to pull some of these baits a little bit deeper. And the other thing is it could, you know, just some of these fish may have less time to react to it, and we'll see if it makes a difference. Everybody's got an opinion on that, on how fast to pull them. So far it's worked. I've been keeping it 1.5 miles. We'll try it a little bit faster and see what happens. It's fun fishing. May have 2 of them hooked up. Yeah, that's got a fish on it. This is about the same place I caught that channel catfish, right when I came off this ledge. This is not a catfish this time, and I think I may have one on the outside. Coming through, it's kind of a little point that gently slopes out here, and that's where we're getting hit at. This is another punch. Bada bing. I've marked a bunch through here, and this is one that is on the 300. Get out of there. There we go. And I'm keeping these for bait, by the way, in case you're wondering. Boom. The pin in there. What I'm gonna do is just drop this one right behind the boat. I'm gonna check this other rod, see if it stayed hooked up. It's swimming funny. Yep, I think it is on there. There we go. So yeah, there's something right there on that point. I think it's just the perfect combination of depth, and it's just hitting that perfect combo I was talking about earlier, just where, boom, there's another Alabama bass that we spoke of, where it's that perfect combo. This one to where it knocks into gear and where the fish are coming through there, and that's kind of the way it works with this plug. And this is what this lake is becoming plagued with right there. I won't even keep him for bait, but it's kind of what works. I mean, it's again, sometimes you just got to hit the right depth on this stuff. That one even looks like a little bass. That's a pretty looking little plug. Yeah, those Alabama bass, they are an invasive species. They're very similar to the spotted bass. There's just like a different strain. We've got spotted bass in some rivers here in North Carolina, but these here got into the Catawba chain, and they're trying to eradicate them. It's not going to work, but they're very just voracious eaters, and they want you to kill every one of them. That one's a little bitty one. Probably should have kept it and killed it, but I threw it back. Shame on me. But yeah, it seems to be these fish that have hit right through here have been right on the drop of a point. And the bass that I caught over there was also right on the drop of a point. So that may be the ticket. Again, this is almost like fishing out of a boat and cranking a bait. You know, it's swimming through here, and it's, you know, waddling through the water and creating a vibration. The only difference is we got a boat to do it, and we got multiple lines out, so a little different there. But a lot of stuff on the sonar, there's fish all through here. It's just a matter of finding, well, one, the right thing. Some of this is shad, finding ones that are feeding and active. So it's a it's a fun way to fish. If you got a boat and you're looking for something different to do, trolling these plugs, and there's a lot of different ones. These are just some that were recommended to me by my buddy Jeff Green, and you know, there's different ones out there. I may play around with some of them. I think part of the trick, one thing I may do on some of these, is downsize the hooks. The hooks are fairly big. I think some of them may be the smaller fish. You know, we had a couple of pull downs that didn't get hooked up on. I think you could downsize some of the hooks on these things, but it's pretty amazing that these little bitty fish are hitting a plug that big. So, you know, the big blue up in the teens, I can understand that, but these smaller fish, it's interesting that they're hitting it. So it's fun fishing. Boom, I think that baby's on there. Let's see what we got here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hooked up. Hooked up. This one feels perchy, crappie-ish. I'm gonna have to get off this point though, I can tell you that. That's what we got here. I'll tell you one thing about this. Dragging treble hooks, you ain't gotta worry about the hook coming out. Generally, you get them hooked, they're hooked. I kinda might have got a little bit shallow here. Get this baby off of there. Boom. That one was on the 200, a little bit shallower fish there. Good perch. Heck yeah. Throw them in a tank, baby. Yeah, that fish was caught right off the tip of that point. The other one was caught up there off the tip of that point. You can see there's fish all in here on this stuff. Just a matter of finding the one that is dumb enough to bite the bait. I'm gonna try pulling kind of this line. There's a boat sitting on the end of that point where I caught those other ones. They're vertical fishing. I may nudge in there kind of close to them and pull some baits by them. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun fishing. I think we're up to, what are we? Let me get my clicker out and click that one. It'll be fish number 8, dude. I mean, out here for a couple hours, just pulling baits. You ain't got to deal with any live bait. You ain't got to do any cast netting. It's a fun way to fish, just to troll around and look at some water and pull some baits through here. And again, this, you know, I don't do this enough to have a lot of confidence in it. So I don't know if this is the right time to be doing it, if I'm in the right place. I've literally stayed in this one creek all morning doing this. So is this the right place, wrong place? I don't know. But here's the thing, I got enough confidence with that many fish that, you know, hey, it's working. The practice work. Should I be catching more? I don't know. That's one of the things about fishing, doing something different, is you kind of don't have a good gauge as to just how many fish you should be catching. So it is interesting that I've caught 3 catfish, even though it's in the middle of the spawn and I'm not even targeting those fish or doing what we would normally do to catch them. So that says something right there. But you know, this technique I think would work about anywhere you've got deep enough water to pull them. And honestly, you could go with some of the shallower diving plugs to go even shallower. You know, if you're wanting to just pull plugs around in a boat, it's a good way to do it. Do need a trolling motor. You could do it with your big motor. You would have to kind of do what we do when we are pulling Alabama rigs for striped bass, is you're gonna have some way to probably slow the boat down, depending on how big your motor is. This Honda 200, I have to put out a drift sock to slow it down some. It goes just a little bit too fast. I would be way up above 2 miles an hour if I was doing it. So depending on what kind of motor you got a smaller motor, it may work. But trolling motor, I'm running a 24 volt and it does just fine. So you know, all I'm doing as far as putting the baits out behind the boat, casting them out, a good long cast, and trolling them from there. Is there more technique involved there? Possibly. But again, I'm still dialing this in and figuring out. I'd love to hear y'all's comments on this type fishing, folks that have done it. And let me know, you know, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? What should I tweak? What should I change? I love getting feedback. I know there's a lot of variables to it. And, you know, a lot of it depends on where you're fishing and what you're fishing for, water temperature, time of year, all that. But, you know, right now, today, it's working. See if this one's, yeah, he's on there. He's on there. I think the biggest thing is I've caught more fish than Hank Parker did today. That's gonna be the takeaway from this trip. I've caught more fish than Hank Parker has today. So Hank, if you're watching, love you, buddy. Grew up watching you. And I know that makes you feel old, but especially coming from me. But it's off of here. Boom, another one, a perch. The system's working. This is another one on the deeper bait. I think the deeper baits are probably gonna win today, but we picked a few off on the shallower ones. Again, this is coming right up onto that point where I had picked those fish off earlier, and we got a pretty good breeze blowing now. But I'll show you, I'll just put this thing out. What I'll do is, and I got a lot of wind at my back, I'll basically throw that thing out to the side, almost do a rotation like I do with my planer board rods. I'll move that one to the inside, let that one go on the outside so it can get spanned out there. So kind of the technique. Give it a shot if you're looking to do something different, and just another fun, easy way to fish. Boom, got one on this rod. Doesn't look catfishy, that's a good sign. Made a little run down the lake to a different area just to try a little cove here. And see, oh, did he come off? I think he did come off. Or did he not come? Yeah, he came off, dang it. Or wait a second. He may have never been on that one. He may have been on this line. That's what it is. He was on this rod and it was just around that. That's what happened. All right. I'm gonna get smart at this before it's over with. That is, boom, another perch. These things work for perch, that's for sure. Still ain't got a crappie on one of these yet. I'll tell you, whatever works, man. I'm just happy to catch some fish and catch my hand. There we go. There's another one. Boom, that's fish number 10. I ain't complaining, guys. This is good catching. I mean, it's funny we haven't hit the target species yet, but it's good catching nonetheless. So fun fishing. I call it easy fishing, just a nice easy troll. You're not dealing with live bait or cut bait, anything like that. You basically put these babies out, and the downside would be maybe, let's say a brush pile. You start getting too shallow, you start dancing with the devil, start running up on some of these points and getting into some brush piles. That could be a problem. You could burn through some tackle very quickly. But yeah, I made a move down just to try a different little cove here, and there's fish in here, marking them. Matter of fact, I got one going right now on this rod right here. Hooked up. That's that outside one. This may have been the one the last fish came on. I actually stepped up the speed a little bit. I got kind of a tailwind, side wind going on. I pulled down the bank coming in here, never caught a fish, made the turn and ran a little bit deeper, and boom, of all things, a freaking bluegill. What are the odds that I catch a bluegill on one of these? Another species of fish. Crazy. Bluegill, of all things. Unbelievable. Out here in 25, 30 feet of water. Chuck him in there. I'm not kidding. That one was not tipped with red worms either. That was just the deep diver, the 300 series. Again, still catching some fish. Pretty amazing, pretty fun. The overwhelming number of them have come on the 300s though, I will say that. The biggest majority of the fish that I've caught have been on those 300s, and that just tells me that, oh, there goes that rod just got hit right there. Making sure this one ain't going too. No, but this one got hit. And again, this is a 300, one of the deeper divers. Man, what is that? 5 different species of fish we've caught on this thing, and I still haven't caught a crappie. Amazing. It's another white perch. Amazing. It's a good haul of fish is the bottom line. I can't complain. This is fun. I will be exploring this more and would love to get y'all's feedback on it. Just if you've tried it, if you've done it, any ideas on any plugs to try. Good fishing. It's I don't know, what are we up to, a dozen fish here in what I would call a decent, I don't know, I've been out here since maybe 3 hours of fishing, and I've got a lot of fish. I've got a lot of fish. Again, most of them are coming on the 300s. That's kind of maybe the takeaway from all of this, is that is working better than anything. Let's go ahead and get the clicker. Can you see it? It's a dozen fish. It's a good haul. It's a good haul of fish. It's this may be my go-to for some afternoon trips. I think once I dial in the areas, the depth, maybe getting some baits that run a little bit deeper, I think I can catch a lot more fish doing this. So fun fishing, fun fishing. I hope y'all learned something from it, got some kind of takeaway on this, and hope you can give it a shot.